Information of how Group E looks. That comeback for the Swiss means that the top 3 teams can all still qualify. Serbia face Brazil in their final game, while the Swiss take on Costa Rica, who of course are already out. Well, what a comeback that was, and 2 terrific goals. I mean, the Xhaka goal as well was sensational, wasn't it?
Oh, the strike. I mean, I'll let Frank talk about it in a bit more detail. He's a person who used to strike balls like this for fun, but when you see the ball spinning like that, you almost feel like you need to take a touch first, but Xhaka just runs onto it, bangs it. What a strike, back of the net. I mean, the keeper maybe you think could do better at time when you look at it, but it's come through bodies.
They obviously call him Granite for a reason.
Granite foot.
But the thing is, we praise Serbia at half-time for their organisation and their reactions. Here's the opposite. They press in 1s and 2s. They get beaten very easily, and all of a sudden they're completely wide open. In terms of recovery runs, look at the Serbians running back, 4 of them. They aren't running back with any intensity. All of a sudden they've got men over now, and now this is just class. I mean, it all opens up for him, don't get me wrong, and he's got to take that on. But when the ball's spinning, the technique has to be so spot on to hit through it. Look at the spin on that. That can go anywhere unless you hit it perfectly through the ball. We can actually look at the goalkeeper and question him. I don't think we should, because it comes through bodies and it's so sweet and it's moving away from him. It's an incredible strike.
Swerved so much, didn't it?
I dreamed about hitting balls like that when I played. Seriously, I couldn't. I had size 11, so it was
amazing how often dreams never come true.
But it was such a beautiful strike to feel that and be able to run off it. A World Cup as well, beautiful.
And then Shaqiri gave us a little bit of a glimpse of what might come later. Hit the post just after that goal.
This is audacious. He doesn't... You're surprised that he takes his on, but he's the kind of player of ability that will think about these ones. To get that bend and whip from that angle, and it's almost impossible, and he becomes so close to pulling off the impossible. To swivel, doesn't even look at goal. Turns, gets great bend on it.
That might have beaten Xhaka's as the goal of the game.
Yeah. No, incredible. How many times we have seen Shaqiri scoring goals like that for Stoke? Incredible. He's really good. He got a great long shot from distance. Incredible.
Massive amount of credit for Shaqiri for the winning goal. Kept his calm as he went through, but I mean the defending though, really.
Yeah, I mean
you were aghast.
Yeah, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You're on the halfway line on your own, 1v1. You have to run back towards your goal. We'll see it in the other angle in a minute, but this is all about Shaqiri from here. Composure to tease the keeper out of the goal. But look, watch when this ball's cleared here. The defender, first and foremost, they press the ball, leaves his man open. You're not even making any difference to the play there. The number 3 there, Tosic, can see Shaqiri running. He's in his own half. He's never going to be offside. Run back with him, and there's no chance he even gets here on goal. But again, like here, you want one man on that team to be in that position to score this goal, and it is Shaqiri.
I think the goalkeeper could have done a little bit better. I might be being harsh, but he sort of slides. He could have maybe stood up a little bit, but the composure, as Rio says there, you think it's one of those where you expect that he might try and chip it over him. But even cooler than that, he just slides it in.
Astonishing bit of defending, though, Pablo.
You can't do a line that high. I mean, you see the run in front of you making the run. You have to follow him. Especially, also, you cannot be one-on-one situation after 90 minutes when you have, 1 point is a point.
Yeah, it's not like you're chasing the game.
Exactly. So you have to be aware of that situation, and especially with cut the full back, bring the full back, bring one of the midfielders. Not being one-on-one, and 2 players to control only 1 player is enough. But it was a terrible defending from Serbia.
Yeah.
What I loved about the Swiss team is when they got back to 1-1, especially, is the way they were trying to get their talisman, the main man on the ball, the way he was freeing himself up from the right-hand side, coming into the pockets behind the striker to get on the ball, and how often Xhaka, all these guys were trying to find him, because they know that he's the man. And we watched Argentina yesterday, and you think you can try and get Messi on the ball. Great players in that team, they couldn't do it. This team is built for Shaqiri.
Yeah. It was always going so well for Serbia in the first half. Mitrovic got the goal, and he was generally a real handful.
I know I mentioned that before the half-time, how well was Serbia. As a team, they were really defensively strong, and they were working really hard for each other. But it was completely opposite the second half. It was the game was broken, too much space behind. The midfielders, and I feel sorry for Kolarov, because I was with Serbia for that game, and now they have Brazil. They need to win against Brazil, which is, you know, very hard.
Very, very hard for them.
Yeah.
The difference in those 2 goals for Serbia is huge.
Yeah, huge, which what that naivety and giving away the last one's even worse there. But I think Mitrovic owned that first half and Serbia got completely caught by the Xhaka goal. It changed the game.
Should Serbia have had a penalty on Mitrovic? It was, a little bit like the Harry Kane one, although did Mitrovic put a hand in his face? Or his
I think this had to go to VAR. I think this is
I think it probably did.
But I don't know, did people making the decisions need to look at themselves then? Because there's 2 people there wrestling Mitrovic. Look, he's on his own there. There's one of them, in the end, doesn't even look at the ball. Look, he's there in amongst 2 players. How can he be the person called up for a foul there?
Clear though, because he does put his hand in his face. That it has to, supposedly it has to be clear and obvious, but it looks fairly obvious.
It's a foul. I can't believe it wasn't given. I think it's a clear view from the referee. The centre back is not even looking at the ball. It's just, holding Mitrovic.
That's a mugging on the streets. It's unbelievable.
I'll take your word for it. There is a carnival atmosphere here in Moscow with supporters from all over the globe mixing freely. But out in the country,